All right, this next Little Red Riding Hood story, it's a little different. It's actually called Red Riding Hood and the Sweet Little Wolf. We'll do this one, and then we'll work on this one. And I can't remember if I sent one of these home with you or not. If I did, use it. If I didn't, you can just put them in order, maybe staple your paper together. All right. Little Red Riding Hood. Actually, Red Riding Hood and the Sweet Little Wolf. I forgot. Once upon a time, there was a big bad wolf who lived in the woods. Well, that's not quite true. Really, she was a sweet little wolf who loved all things pretty and pink, especially fairy tales. She lived with her mom and dad, who were very big and very bad. Mr. and Mrs. Wolf shook their heads. When will you ever learn to be a real wolf like us? It's time you went out to get the dinner. So they're big bad wolves, but she's a sweet little wolf. So Sweet Little Wolf set out. She hid behind a tree. I must be clever and cunning, she whispered over and over again as she looked at her mother's list. Here's the list of what she has to get for dinner. 1 onion, that's regular, right? 2 potatoes, 2 large potatoes, that's normal. 3 carrots, that's normal. 1 sprig of rosemary, that's normal. And 1 little girl, tender and juicy. Just then, Red Riding Hood skipped by on her way to Grandma's house in the woods. Sweet Little Wolf couldn't believe her luck. She scampered slyly and followed her along the path. Red Riding Hood was reading a story out loud, a fairy tale. Once upon a time, with a flick of her wand, a girl's rags turned into a beautiful gown fit for the ball. What story is that? Cinderella. It was a fairy tale. Oh, Sweet Little Wolf pricked up her ears and listened. Outside Grandma's cottage, Red Riding Hood finished the story, and they lived happily ever after. Then she went inside. It says, Grandma's house, gone to pick bluebells. Sweet Little Wolf felt in her pocket for her handkerchief. Happy endings always made her cry. She pulled out her mother's list. Oh no, what had she been doing? She couldn't go home without dinner. There was only one thing to do. Grandma was out, so Sweet Little Wolf crept into the cottage after Red Riding Hood. She tried her hardest to make a scary face. She pointed her sharp claws. She practiced her best growl in Grandma's bedroom mirror. Grrr, grrr. Her family would be so proud. But then she spotted a lovely pink robe and a frilly nightcap on the back of the bedroom door. Sweet Little Wolf couldn't resist trying them on. They were pink and so pretty. Suddenly she heard Red Riding Hood in the next room. The girl was reading again. Once upon a time, a girl was rescued from a tower in the middle of the forest by a handsome prince. That sounds like Rapunzel. Sweet Little Wolf lay down in Grandma's soft, cozy bed. She would just listen to one story. Then she would be a real wolf and catch the little girl. Soon Red Riding Hood heard a strange noise coming from Grandma's bedroom. She was surprised. Grandma was supposed to be picking bluebells in the woods. Why was Grandma snoring in bed? She looked closer. Oh, Grandma, what big eyes you have, and what big teeth. Red Riding Hood pulled back the covers and screamed. Ah! It was the big bad wolf. Help, she shouted. Wolf! A woodcutter heard Red Riding Hood's cry and ran toward the cottage as fast as he could. But Sweet Little Wolf didn't leap out of bed and chase Red Riding Hood. She hid under the covers and sobbed great big tears. I don't want to be a big bad wolf, she cried. I want to listen to fairy tales. Look at the woodcutter. Red Riding Hood felt sorry for Sweet Little Wolf. She told the woodcutter that she was perfectly safe, and she wrote a letter to Sweet Little Wolf's parents in her best handwriting. Dear Mr. and Mrs. Wolf, Once upon a time, there lived a little wolf that did not want to eat girls. She loved all things pretty and pink and dreamed of being a good, kind wolf. So this story has a different ending, a happy ending. Best wishes, Red Riding Hood. Sweet little wolf ran home with Red Riding Hood's letter. Mr. and Mrs. Wolf were delighted to have their little wolf back. They had been worried, particularly when they had heard about the woodcutter from their forest friends. They said to the little wolf, "It doesn't matter that you aren't a big bad wolf. We love you just the way you are," Mrs. Wolf said, tucking her into bed. Little Wolf fell fast asleep dreaming of princesses and magical lands and, well, lovely little girls, because she was a wolf after all. So she's dreaming of onions and potatoes and rosemary and carrots and little girls. So you are going to work on this. You can color your pictures for a little bit, and then you're going to cut them out, and you're going to put them in order of how the story happens. So I'm looking here. I've got Little Red Riding Hood in the forest by herself. I've got the wolf at the house. I've got Grandma in the bed as the wolf with Little Red Riding Hood. Little Red Riding Hood and the wolf outside. The wolf dressed up like Grandma. Nobody in the bed, and then the woodcutter and the wolf. So you're going to put them in order. What happened first, what happened second, what happened third. If you have this, you can glue them on here in order. If you don't have this, you can staple these together in the corner. All right, you're going to kind of do this by yourself today. I'm not going to do it with you.